But I still have some of you who make mistakes. Ready? Okay, so this coefficient is 1 already. For E-math, it is more direct. The coefficient will either be 1 or -1. So all we have to do is to add in your 0 pairs. The number you put in is half of this number with a plus 14. So the first 3, you will condense it into your perfect square, which is x minus 5. So it's this same term. Okay, and then whatever that is left behind here, it is -25 plus 14. So you should get a plus 11. A -11. Okay, fine. So -11. So this is your answer that needs to be here. So remember, like what I mentioned, even if it's a plus here, it is okay for it to be a negative here. Next one, when you see the word hence, they expect you to use the answer from here to solve. You cannot use quadratic formula. Yes.
What if they say hence or other?
If they say hence or otherwise, then you can use every other method. Okay, but if they only say hence, you have to use this. So equals to 0, bring the -11 to the other side, and then take a square root. So the moment I see you taking a square root, you get your first mark. Okay, the next mark is the 2 answers you get. One is 5 plus root 11. The other one is 5 subtract negative root 11. Okay, so if you find your answer, the 2 answer will be 8.32 and 1.68. 3 SF for non-exact answers. Oh, okay, sorry. Then you write 2 DP. In this case, it's the same. Okay, so some of you who lost marks here is because you go and use quadratic formula to solve. But the question say hence. So you have to use the answer from the top. Okay, next one.
I know it's wrong, but then will we still get the method mark?
You will get the method mark, just not the answer. Yeah. Oh, but you can use other method.
16.
So the method is also. Yeah. Hey, you're back. Yes. Method wrong, answer cannot give. The method, and like if I have to say in a very cool way, if you have to go to the toilet to do your business, do you want the business to come off the pants like that? For 1 mark you say that? Just for 1 mark? Okay, so the process and the outcome must be the same. You all cannot anyhow. Nonsense. Yeah, but that's not the outcome we want. Right? Oh dear. Horrible. The kind of things children say for marks. Okay, next one. This one is an inequality. You are expected to break it into 2. But if you don't want to break it first, you want to get rid of the fraction first, you can multiply everything by 3 first. So you will get 6x plus 3. And then the minus cancels out. The 3 cancels out. And then you have a 3x plus 12. So you can get rid of the fraction first and then you split, which is also fine. So remember, when you split it this way. So for the 6x plus 3, okay, bring the plus 4 to both sides. So this is a 10x. Okay, and then you subtract 3 on both sides. So x is just less than or equals to 0.2. Okay, the other end, you will copy this down and then add I don't know, subtract 5 on both sides. Okay, and then subtract 3x on both sides. You get negative 7x and followed by 7. So if you want to get x, you need to divide both sides by negative 7. So remember, when you divide by a negative number, flip the sign. So 1 mark for this, 1 mark for getting this. I don't know how the inequality here doesn't have equal sign, but somehow you all go and add it in yourself. Then that's wrong. So be careful about that. Final answer, you want the overlap between these two. So you know it is a draw at the next part, but this one is the working. So let's say this is 1. Can you please make sure your 0.2 is shown? Second page. Page 4, sorry. Okay, so your final answer is trapped between negative 1 and 0.2. So this is the answer mark. They don't give marks for this. So 1 mark there, 1 mark there, final answer 1 mark. Okay, but when they say, can you represent your solution on the number line? They don't want to see this working. They want to see the final answer that represents this. So when you do this, it is negative 1 on top. And then at 0.2, go and mark it out. 0.2 is roughly here. Put a shaded circle because there's an equal sign. And then this is what they want to see. They don't want to see the working here. They want to see the final output because they say represent your solution on the number line. So you need to show me this, the Baymax, if you can recognize. Okay? Then there's an argument, but safest to write this. Yeah. Okay? So next one. First thing first. Always check the x values that doesn't make the fraction defined. So you can go and check and make sure it's not these two values at the first step. Here a lot of conversation ongoing behind. What is the debate about at the back? Okay, what happened? What's the discussion there about? Okay, this one, I still have a number of you who got it wrong, which is a pity because it is 4 marks. So when we get rid of when we multiply everything by LCM to get rid of the fraction, you need to multiply by everything, including the 1. So a lot of you forgot about that. So this one cancels out, left with this. The second one, you cancel the other pair, so left with this. The last one, there's nothing to cancel, so it is these two. 1 is trivial. If you never write it, it's fine. Okay, so when I see this statement, you get your first mark. Second mark is how you simplify it eventually to the same quadratic. Okay, so I should get 4x squared minus 13 minus 11 and then a 5. So if you get this quadratic, that's where your second mark is. Third mark is the method. So most of you will use quadratic formula. So negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So if you can plug into your quadratic formula, that's the next mark. Some of you did completing the square, some of you did factorization, which can't do. So if you do completing the square, you also get the mark if your method is right. So two final answers. One is 2.18. The other one is negative 0.575. Not 0.58. It's 3SF. And then you check, is none of these, so nothing to reject. It is just these two answers. Okay, always check if you need to reject. Check. Yes.
When we write our final answer here,
Yeah.
let's say we already stated it's 3SF here. When we write it down here, we also have to
No need. Okay? So double check. Okay, you checking your answer.
Miss Chong.
Yeah.
Why is this negative
Which one?
for 0.575?
Oh, no negative. Okay.
So, why do you deduct one?
Oh, because in order to solve the quadratic equation, it needs to be equals to 0 before you can solve.
Oh.
So by right, if you write like that, you can't solve it. Yeah. Okay, next one. Raj and Jia En and Alexa, you all have something that you all need to settle outside. Okay, if not, can we put the focus on the lesson? You need to finish your discussion first. I never see your paper. I never see Alexa's paper. I don't know how you all are doing for E-Math. I know how Jia En is doing. So if you are not following, I don't know where you are. So please pay attention. That's why if I don't get to see your work, I don't know where you are in terms of your preparation for WA. So you all need to, even if you are absent from the lesson for official reason, please pass the paper to me when you are back. Next one is the question 5. Okay, this one. No, 4 first. Okay, the small paper that you submitted, the 2-in-1 one that I gave, right? Look at this one. Okay, so sketching, I want to first decide on the shape. So I know that because coefficient is positive, it's a Smiley curve. Second, because this is completed square form, I will read my turning point first. So my turning point is negative 5 for x, and then my y is 3. Next thing I can get out of it is my line of symmetry, which is x equals to minus 5. Then my fourth point is to find x-intercept. I will sub y as 0. So if I sub y as 0 for this thing, I realize that my square is equal to a negative number, which is nonsense. So no solution. So it means that my whole graph is floating above the x-axis. Okay, and then the last point, it's your y-intercept. So you just have to sub x as 0. So put in your equation. So you happen to get a 28. So if you look at the scale, if this is your 28, then you roughly estimate your 3 to be maybe somewhere here. Do you need 3? Yeah, we need 3. Okay, so my y-intercept is this point. So one point is done. I don't have x-intercept, I only have a turning point. So let's say negative 5 is here. Negative 5, 3 is my turning point. So I just have to draw a Smiley curve that passes through these two. So just make sure your Smiley curve passes through your y-intercept and your turning point. And then you read the question carefully. Indicate clearly the points where the graph crosses the y-axis and the minimum point. If they say coordinates, you have to write it down. If not, just make sure that the intercepts are all clearly written there. Okay, if you want to play safe, you can always write in your intercept values. And then your equation. Yes. -5. Yeah, can, but I will -1 for the shape because it's not symmetrical. Okay? Next one, they say with the help of the sketch from part 1, explain why this is your same equation y, right? This is equals to y. So they are asking you, when y is equals to 0, why is it that there is no solution? So some of you say that your entire graph lies above the x-axis, hence there's no intersection, there's no real roots. Some of you mentioned that the line y equals to 0 does not intersect the curve y equals to this. Okay, therefore there's no real roots. So as long as you can tell me that there's no intersection at all, your whole graph lies above the x-axis, then it's good enough as an answer. Some of you even tell me that my minimum point is 3 is greater than 0, it will never intersect. That is also fine. So many possibilities. Okay, one other of you go and expand this out, go and find discriminant and say discriminant less than 0, hence no real roots also can. You can use your A math here. Okay? But since they say use your sketch to help you, it will be best if you describe the graph. Okay, that's question 4. 5 is the P and Q question that some of you left blank. Yeah.
How do you know whether it touches the x-axis?
When you sub y at 0, you go and find the solution. You have to sub y at 0. So when you sub y at 0, right, this one you bring over become -3. When you take a square root, there's no math error.
What if this is negative?
Then you will have solution. You will have 2x intercept.
What if it's maximum curve?
If it's maximum curve, even if it's positive, still don't have. Yeah. Yes. Oh gosh. Become Nutella. Okay, one of the solution is this. This is one of the solution. So they say using quadratic formula, try to find out what is Q and what is P. Right? So we all know using quadratic formula means you sub in negative B. So my B is -1. Plus or minus B square minus 4AC over 2A. Raven, I also never see your paper. Okay, so these are my two solutions. One of it is this. And the other one is this. So if you do a 1-to-1 comparison, it does seems to show that this is the positive one. Right? So if you compare, you will see that, okay, by comparing, you will see that Q is just 1. Okay? And then this thing here must be equals to 11. So for P is -10, P is 2.5. Okay, so this is how you show these two solutions. Okay, then they say using the value of P and Q, go and find the other solution, which is this one. So just go and put your P and Q in. My P is -2.5. Then Q is just 1. Okay, so this is the other solution. You should be able to see that it is -1.16 3SF. So this is the other solution. Okay, can you write your solution on the number line? Some of you never. The answer blank, you leave it blank. Then you get blank marks. Okay, then next one is the graph question. This is the other one. Why? Broken? You need to refer to the attachment. So this one, the turning point is not turning. Okay, let me plot this out just to make sure everybody is on the right page. This one is the easiest because they gave you the scale already. So negative 2 and 7. 7 is every 2 blocks away. And then negative 1 and 4. 0 and negative 11. 1 and negative 14. Okay, 2 and negative 13. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then 3 and negative 8. And 4 and 1. So you have, did I plot 1 point wrongly? Negative 1 and negative 4. Okay, wrong side. Okay, when you see the shape is funny, means you have plotted something wrong. So just make sure you are extra careful when you plot. Okay, so when you pass it through, oops, I missed. Okay, just make sure your graph passes through all the points you need to. And then we will check that all points are plotted correctly. And then you have a smooth curve. That's 2 marks. Next is they say use your graph. When I say use your graph, don't show me your quadratic formula or completing the square there. You are not using the graph. You are using a method to solve. So even if you have used that to solve, don't show me. Okay, you erase it off, make sure it's not visible so that I can see you use your graph. So you want to cheat intelligently. Okay, so I know some of you did this. You go and complete the square. Okay, you go and complete the square. But don't show me this. I'm just telling you how to work backwards. Okay, so if you have this, okay, then you know that you have this. Oh, yeah. Wait. Before you all leave, I must give you the paper. You are not part of there, right? The scale says, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last day, right? They are flying back, right? Or Thursday. Okay. Shh. Ready? I think the turning point is 14.25. Okay. So actually, right? If you go and do your completing the square, you know that the exact turning point is this point. But your graph must show that. You cannot anyhow give me such a precise answer from nowhere. So if I go to your graph, I should roughly see that maybe your lowest point is somewhere here. Okay? Then you write here from part B part 1, my turning point is 1.25 and then minus 14.25. Then this is convincing me that you are using your graph. Yes, but when you draw, it must go slightly lower, then you will get a smooth curve. Yeah. Okay? Okay, go quietly. Go quietly. Your friends are upset that you're leaving. Okay, so this one, shh, don't lose marks for your graph because it is where you should get full marks. Don't lose it here. So indicate on your graph for me that you are using your graph to find. Yes. Okay, we do accept a range of values, meaning if your x has a plus minus 0.2, we will accept it. Your y value, we will accept an error of 0.2. But if you use 1 and negative 14, we cannot accept because you are taking that point as the lowest point, but it is not. Okay? So this one, I need to see an indication that you read from your graph. Don't show me this. You can do this somewhere else, but don't show me here because you are expected to use your graph. Next one, they say, can you find the solution where your graph, this one is equal to y, right? Where your graph intersect y equals to 0. So you go to the line and you find the y equals to 0 solution. Okay, if you read carefully, you should have two solutions. One here. So this is B part 2. Your x value is negative 1.4. And then they accept a range of plus minus 0.2. The other solution, if you extend it, okay, this is the other point. You will get x as 3.9 plus minus 0.2. So that means I accept anything from 3.7 to 4.1. Okay. Okay, if you use quadratic formula and then you give me two very exact answer like what? Minus 1.41 and 3.91, is it? What was the calculator answer for this question? Raven, are you okay today? You sound drunk.
Oh, he eats my shirt. He eats the ice.
So these two, if your solution is precise like that, my suspicion is you use the calculator. Because it's not possible to read this from your graph unless your eyes works like a... What is a more accurate measurement instrument than a ruler? Vernier caliper. Because you can read 0.01. Okay? So, give me a sensible answer that really came from here. Your answer there cannot be so far off. Like here I got 4.2. Then it's off. Okay, but you can... Okay, let me... So if you already know the exact answer, when you draw, you put a little tiny dot there and make sure you pass through there. And then you will get the most exact answer. So the good thing is if you use calculator, you know your turning point is here, 1.25 and minus 14.25. Then make sure your graph pass through it. You put a tiny dot there, nobody's going to see it. You go and find your x-intercept. You put a tiny dot there and make sure your graph passes through it. Then your answer will be super exact. Okay, so you can do reverse engineering, but don't show me that you do that. This one is from the answer scheme. But your solution should be anywhere from 3.7 to 4.1. Yes. Minus, no. Because it means you take this to be the minimum point, but it is not. It is slightly below it. Yeah. Okay, then last one. This one is the tough question. Yes. It's negative 1 point. Oh, then can. You just correct that. Okay, so this question, right, is a common last question for graph. Make sure you get it because they will ask you to suggest a suitable value of k or suggest a suitable straight line. So this question, you know this is y. They want you to draw a horizontal line such that it will not cut the curve. So your line can be anywhere below negative 14.25. So you can tell me K is minus 15 or anything below that. So I think one of you give me negative 92. I don't know why. Okay, but it is just a possible answer. So I will still mark you correct. Yes, if you want. But it's a 1 mark question. You can straight away give me one possible answer. Can. But the teacher will just roll their eye when they mark it. That's all. Okay? So this is the last part. Technically, this is the only part that some of you lose marks, but the other parts you must be able to do. Because they want suggest a suitable value. If they say a range, you give me K less than minus 14.25 is correct. But they want a value only. So you just give me anyone. Yeah.
So you just pick a value that cancels.
Correct. So you don't give me this as your answer. I know this is the range of values of K. But question say just suggest a suitable one for me. Just pick one. In the space provided or on the graph paper. So everything on the graph paper technically. Okay? Can next one. I'm trying to understand you. Which turning point don't turn? Then it's called U-turn. This one, it says that you want time taken. So DST. So to find time is distance divided by speed. So distance divided by speed. Then there is an improvement in the cycling speed by 5 km/h. So this is my new speed. To find my new time taken, it is 100 divided by x plus 5. And then they say that this timing is actually 35 minutes lesser. So this is the smaller or shorter time. So you must always use the bigger one to subtract the lesser one. So this is the expression I need to see on the left hand side. And because all these are in hours, your minute have to change to hours also. So if I see this is your first mark. The next mark is getting to what they want you to show. So multiply everything by 60, x and x plus 5. So if you multiply this, you get 6,000. Okay, if you multiply this, you also get 6,000. Okay, and then lastly, this 60 cancels off, you get 35x and x plus 5. So with that, go and expand and simplify. Your 6,000x is gone. $175, is it? What is 35 times 5? 175, correct. Okay, so this one is gone. Shift everything to this side. I'm missing an X. Oh, yo, before you say. Okay, then my goal is to get here. So how to get 7? You divide by 5 throughout. Then you should be able to get what they show there. What is it? 35x and then minus 6,000. Shown. So this is the answer mark. So just make sure you prove it properly. And then the last part, they say, okay, wait. Okay, the next part says solve this. So solve this, don't reject solution. I'm not referring to the speed yet. So you just solve normally. Negative b plus or minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. This is a very good bargain. You can remember the formula. You can get the marks. So two answer. 26.9 or minus 31.9. Both, you take it, don't reject, because they never say find the speed. They never relate to speed, so you don't need to reject the negative answer. Okay, last part, they say find the improved cycling timing. So the improved one is this one. This is the improved cycling timing. So you just have to pick the correct X to plug in, but don't pick this. Pick the more accurate one, which is 26.88355. As many decimal place as you can put in, at least 5. Okay, then you put in here. So if you put this in, if you put 26.9, your final answer will be different, and then you will lose accuracy marks. So just be careful. Yes, if your answer is off, then you don't get the final answer mark. Okay, so you should get 3.14. Some of you get 3.13. Some of you get 3.15. Then it's off, you don't get the accuracy mark. Okay, so this is last year's WA1 paper. So it is not difficult to score for E-Math, but you don't want to lose marks carelessly. So I've given you I'm going to give you 2014 now. Okay, let me also, why the no? You must say yes, give me more, like that. Hungry for success. Yeah, yes, give me more. Next time I give you 1, you say give me 2. Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I use that?
At least 5 significant figures, not the chocolate. I know your next steps. Okay, this one is the marking scheme for the WA1 2025. You can staple to the back. I didn't want to give you this, but since they already printed, might as well just staple to the back. So you hole punch it, file in, use that for your revision. Update the content page. Please do your filing properly. 2024 paper, you can try this weekend. So A-Math is next Monday, right? But this weekend you should also do
A-Math is next Monday.
A-Math WA homework due next Monday. Week 8 and week 9, right? Or is it 9 and week 10? Yeah, you have so much time. Anyway, next week, after I wrap up the quiz, right, then I will start E-Math indices already. Life goes on, we cannot do revision every day. Another one. Copy the question over, I'll come back.